Hi guys, and welcome to a new book review video. So today I'm going to review Torture by Megan Linski. So what happens was that during the readathon, when I actually start checking and people were putting up what they were reading and stuff, most of them had like 5 or 6 books around to read, and I actually had only 2 books, which was like The Girl on the Train and A Stranger in the House, which I have the review video before that, so you can go and check them out. And I decided to actually put up a few more books, and the thing is, for Spookathon I was also supposed to read, I'm number 4, but I was supposed to read that book with a friend, and so far I haven't really heard about it with her. We were supposed to read it for the 22nd, and because of Spookathon it sort of got like out of the way. So instead I decided to place my 2 ARCs that I have to read. So I have 2 books to read by Megan Linski, and one of it was Torture. So I think Torture is the last one. What happened was that when the first book of that series came out, I read the IRC. It's called Torrent. And I had just finished reading Norwegian Wood, and Norwegian Wood was really, like, you saw probably my review. Norwegian Wood was really hard to read and sort of depressing and boring. So when I started to read Megan Linski book just after that, I just couldn't put it down. And Torrent, I was like reading it, and I actually get to 60% before I slept. And so it was extremely entertaining and extremely funny, and I kind of like it, and I could feel that it had all the super stupid young adult ingredients, like the super hot guy, the girl with a problem, she's odd but she doesn't think she is, blah 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 blah, all the stupid stuff, but it was still super entertaining. And then what happened was, I woke up the next day and I had to finish the book, and because my brain was kind of back to my usual self, I started on spotting details. And spotting details is basically the things that I always do in books when I read. I'm very deep into details and consistency, and things that actually works, that are possible and are impossible. And a lot of things at the end of this book, I don't know about the beginning, but a lot of things in the end of this book sounded so corny and just so impossible. How can you fight and get rose and chocolate out of your jacket after that? I have no idea, right? So all that kind of little details that started to get really on my nerves. So for the last 40% of the book, I was pretty annoyed with probably what I enjoyed at the beginning, because I was in a different mind state. So that's basically what I felt about Torrent. It was a nice book, but I didn't really like the plot. I didn't really like the antagonist. I didn't like the resolution. I had hope that we would have seen a different angle of Tame's father, because technically his mother fell in love with the guy, and I don't really see why he turned out so bad. What did she fall in love with in the first place? Is that guy is just so horrible. So technically I wished that the conclusion of the book had been different. I wish that Tame's father basically wouldn't have been involved of that kind of thing. That's basically I felt a little bit it's too straightforward and it's not interesting enough, and it's just pretty bad because we didn't know the guy. All we knew about it was that Thames' mother was in love with him at some point. So yeah, that's what I actually got. So when I started to read Torture, I got it as a IRC because I still like Megan Linski. She's a nice person and she has some really awesome books. Like, I really loved, like, that's why I get the IRC basically, because I really love a lot of her books. Like, the Roddy Saga is pretty nice. Like, the one in the desert, I don't remember, sorry, got like brain fog, guys. So, like, she has another one with that girl in the desert, and it's like a sort of Aladdin sort of style for a girl, and it's like, it's a really nice story. So she has, and like Halura is like so good, so she has so many good books. So I was like, oh my god, I really don't like that, like the Torrent really pissed me off. So what am I going to do with Torture? How am I gonna feel? Like, I was kind of feeling like, yeah, I want to read it because it's my IRC, right? And I read all my IRC because I don't want to let down author. And on the other side, I'm like, I just hope it's not as bad as the first book. And nice surprise, this book is awesome! So I was like so happy. Like, when I read that book, I was like reading it and reading. I read it in a day. I read it like just in a day. I finished the other book, the stupid stranger in the house, and I read Torture. And like, first, the girl character is so much better defined than the girl character in the first book. So Cassia in the first book was just sort of totally not what she should have been. While Fallin here, she's just perfect. Like, not perfect in a way that she's a perfect person, blah blah. No, she's a perfect, fluid character. Like, the character background definition, the way she acts because of who she is, everything is just so normal, so realistic, it's just perfect. Then, of course, you have the very odd guys. Why? Because they're the one from the first book. But since I already knew that, it didn't bother me as much. So you have, like, they have a reason to be hot. Basically, it's not like they're human or anything, they're angel and demons, so they have to be hot. So, and then the storyline is a lot better because we actually have those hints. And it was, I could predict who was on the phone, but technically you shouldn't totally know. But you actually see the development of the antagonist as well as you see the development of the main character, even if you're only in the main character point of view. And I think that is freaking awesome. That's what the first book totally missed. The first book actually missed this little tiny spot of interaction with the antagonist. So what we have in this book is like this, like the mystery of who the antagonist is and why he's doing that and all that kind of thing is just working so well. And I really like that. I also love the way the relationship between the characters actually develop. I'm pretty sure, like, Them said no, but I'm pretty sure that he liked Lena. Like, Fallin is going to be called Lena because that's the name he gave her. So, like, he likes her probably because she likes exactly like Kasia at first. Like, he's probably attracted to her because of that, or maybe because he needed to protect her. And technically, like, it just, the thing is, they actually feel each other. There is no this sort of hovering fog about who is human and who is not. You just have all those clues to tell you, like, how they recognize each other or not. And that's really well done. And basically, yeah, I'm just like talking like nonsense and you probably have no idea what I'm talking about unless you've read the book, which it's gonna come out at some point, but I don't know exactly the date when it's coming out. But please go and grab it as soon as it's out, because it's really good. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give me a thumb up and leave me your comment in the comment section below. And yeah, that's basically it. Subscribe to my channel, share my video if you want. I'm always happy about that. And see you next time for something else. Have fun whenever you read. Bye!